Might be able to tell by the noise coming from around the studio. Coming up on Chapman News, Safari Steve will take us on a tour of the jungle. Just kidding, we're going to stay right here because Steve brought all the animals to us. And let's be realistic, if there's any part of the show that you'd want to stick around for, it's probably going to be this one. We'll be right back.
Don't stand by, stand up. Don't stand by, stand up.
Welcome back to Chapman News, everyone. Here in the studio, we have Safari Steve. Now, Steve, can you tell us a little bit about your organization first?
Sure. Saving Wildlife International is a nonprofit wildlife conservation organization. So we basically take in displaced wild and exotic animals, use them in educational programs. So we go into schools, community events all over Southern California to teach people about wildlife and the environment.
Okay, awesome. So I hear we have a couple animals.
We
that are
do.
gonna join us today.
I have a few right down here. Let's see here. This first animal actually was found. This little guy was found on our doorstep. So somebody actually had this animal illegally. Most wild animals in the state of California require a special permit. So someone had this guy illegally and dropped him off at our doorstep. So they didn't know what to do, so they gave him to us.
And his name is?
This is Pokey, and he's an African pygmy hedgehog. And you guys are welcome to touch him. You can see how he gets his name. Let's turn him around there so everyone can see him. So these guys from Africa, obviously those little spikes are modified hairs. When they get scared, they roll up into a ball. Their skin gets really tight. The little spikes stand on end, and that helps protect them. So in Africa, even an animal like a lion won't mess with them.
Okay, wow, that's incredible.
What do they eat? Like, how do they, you know,
They're an
get fed?
insectivore, so they eat insects. So a lot of people think they're related to porcupines, but a porcupine is actually a rodent, where these guys like to eat bugs.
Wow.
So a nice little animal to have around.
Pokey is adorable.
He's pretty stinking cute. And in other states, you can legally have these guys, but in California, you can't, just because if they were to get out and multiply, we might have some problems. They could compete with native species and eat bugs that we might find beneficial.
Okay, wow. All right. Well, now, and I hear we have additional animals here.
We do.
See ya, Pokey.
See ya.
We'll miss you.
All right.
So what's the next? Oh, okay.
This is Brandon, and Brandon is a crow, obviously, but he's not just any crow. He's an African pied crow. So you guys are also welcome to touch him.
Okay.
I'm gonna pass on that.
Is he just along the back, or?
Yeah, right
Oh,
there.
wow, he likes it. We're
He
friends.
likes it.
Good friends.
Sorry, go ahead. Tell us more about Brandon.
You guys are asking such great questions. This animal was actually found living in someone's car. So each of our animals has its own story. His story is kind of sad. He's found living in someone's car. Again, an animal that you need a permit for in the state of California. As you guys will find out after you graduate, everything in California is complicated, and you need permits and have to pay lots of money to do anything, and that's true with wild animals. And not just anyone should have a wild animal, but that's especially true with an animal like this. Super, super intelligent, and they should be living anywhere but a car.
So how did the name Brandon come about?
I named him after Brandon Lee from The Crow.
Oh,
You're in
okay.
film school. Come on.
Come on, Evan.
Should have known. What was I
Should've known
thinking?
So how did you guys kind of like know where he came from? Is the white on his body kind of an identifier of, in some sense?
That is indicative of the species. He was placed with us with the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. And, you know, we read books and look on the internet, and we can tell what kind of animal we're dealing with. But actually, to have a wild animal, you need experience with that animal. That's what lets the permit be issued to you.
Do you have an idea what he's trying to tell us right now?
I think he's saying, look on my toe, so I can fly on your cameras and poop on your audience. But
So is that how, if you let go of his toe, would he be flying away right now?
It's possible,
Oh,
because
wow.
he's fully flighted. With an animal like this, you don't want to clip their wings because, like a parrot can use their beak to climb, but these guys, they have that straight beak. So.
All right. Well, great. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Steve. We're going to go to a quick break right now, and when we come back, Steve is going to bring a third interesting secret animal out to join us. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Chemistry, physics, computational science, biology. Start doing research in your first year. Soar to new heights. The Schmid College of Science at Chapman University. Explore. Follow your dreams. Chapman University, a diverse, well-rounded education. Art, dance, music, theater. Empower your future. The performing arts at Chapman University. Create.
And now we're back here in the studio with Steve, who has brought a mandrill with us. Steve, can you tell us a little bit about this animal?
Sure. This is Kumba, and he is a male mandrill. He's 3 years old, and he came to Saving Wildlife International because he was born into a zoo to a first-time mom. Sadly, she didn't know what to do, so she rejected him at birth, and he's been with us since he was a month old.
Wow.
So you've had him since, how small was he when he was little?
He was pretty puny, so I don't know, maybe about 5 pounds.
Okay. And with all the stuff surrounding him, he's probably a little nervous. What is the appropriate kind of etiquette for saying maybe hello or how's it going?
Well, to say hello in mandrill language, you bare your teeth and shake your head no. So, but he's actually not nervous at all. A lot of people, they think he might be nervous, or they think he might be, mean just by the way he looks. But you can see that he's just kind of chill and hanging out. This is his day job. So he comes out, he gets to basically educate people. And it's super important that we learn as much about these animals as possible because they are disappearing from our planet. This is a highly endangered species because of habitat destruction. And sadly, they're considered a delicacy in West Africa where they're from.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. It's a very interesting
Nice to bring the
animal.
show down, huh?
Not at all. I'm marveling at his really beautiful face, and he has some affinity towards you.
Yeah.
Do you guys, is he kind of like
We're very
your
close.
buds?
Yeah, you know, I've been with this animal every day since he was a month old. I literally haven't taken a day off. I'm like, I just want to go to Disneyland or something, but I can't because I am committed to the animals and him in particular. This is an animal that is incredibly social, and I am his family. So it's important that that we spend as much time together as possible. Come on over here, Kuma.
Do you think he's aware that you're a human, or does he think you're actually like his father, or?
I'm the top monkey. I'm dad, and I have to discipline him and give him the treats and do all the take the good with the bad. Come here, Kumba. Get over here. Come here, right here. Good boy. Good boy. So this is an animal that is the largest, most colorful of all the monkeys. You can see not only he has that beautiful face, he's flirting with you a little bit, but he also has a really cool backside. We'll see if he'll show us. Kumba, can you get down, down, down? You can see that right here on his backside, he has all these beautiful colors. That helps him get a mate, and it might also help him through the rainforest find his troop members or his horde members. That's a group of mandrills.
Okay.
Stay right there, Kumba.
Amazing. Now, do you think, what would happen if a human were to directly approach one in the wild? Would it be
You know, they
terrible
probably
situation?
wouldn't get too close. These guys are pretty reclusive. A lot of people are, you know, you guys are all kind of entering into the media world, and there's a kind of a saying in my industry, if it bleeds, it leads. Meaning that if an animal attacks someone, it gets sensationalized, and Oprah jumps on the bandwagon, and everybody's like, oh my God, animals are so dangerous. Most animals, they don't want to fight. They want to be left alone. If you see a wild animal, just leave them alone. The last thing they want to do is get into confrontation, because if they do, they can become hurt, and then they're not going to be able to survive in the wild.
Wow, this is incredible. All right, well, thank you, Steve, so much for bringing these
My
awesome
pleasure.
animals to
Thanks
us.
to you
yeah.
too, Kumba,
And
for sure.
before we go, I want to give a quick plug to my organization.
Yeah, of course,
You guys
please.
were so nice to have me here. It's Saving Wildlife International. We're a nonprofit. Tell all your rich parents they can get their tax write-off. If you guys like animals, we'll bring them right to your frat, right to your house. We'll share animals with you. We're all about education, hands-on opportunities. We do school programs and that kind of thing. Our website, our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff is all Wild SWI. So wildswi.org, #WildSWI. Follow us, like us, and if you love animals, because we have to look out for these guys.
Wow, well, thank you so much, Steve, for being with us today.
Good boy.
Now, if you go ahead and log on to our website, it's chapmannews.tv to see all of our episodes, Chapman Newsy bios, and the top headlines. And make sure you also follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
Twitter and Facebook, facebook.com/Chapman News, Twitter and Instagram @Chapman News, and YouTube at youtube.com/Chapman News. That is all we have for this week. Steve is heading back to the jungle, and me and Evan are going on spring break.
Yeah, but in 2 weeks, we'll be back here in the studio for our regular newscast. I'm going to be honest, it's probably not going to be as upbeat. There's probably going to be some sort of officer involved shooting. It's going to be bad.
Maybe some women's water polo highlights.
And who wouldn't want that? You'll miss us. We probably won't miss you. Good night. See you in 2 weeks, everyone.
2 weeks. Peace.